Have you read your Bible today? Hi everyone, my name is Elizabeth, and today I'd like us to continue reading the Bible from where we left off last time. Let's continue reading the Bible, the book of 1 Kings, chapter 16, verse 8 to 14. King Elah reigns in Israel. Now, just a small recap for the sake of the ones who haven't watched the other episodes, or just to remind us where we last left off. Now, we saw that after Israel was divided into Israel and Judah, King Jeroboam became the first king of Israel. That is under the division. Today we are going to focus on Israel. So, let's start off with the first king. The first king was King Jeroboam, who reigned for 22 years. After him, it was his son, King Nadab. Now, King Nadab reigned for 2 years. Then he got killed. He got killed by a person called Baasha. Now, Baasha executed God's judgment on Jeroboam because Jeroboam had made Israel sin by making the idols, giving holidays that were similar to the ones in Israel, and God was angered. So Baasha came about and killed Nadab, his son. And after he killed him, Baasha now became the third king of Israel. So King Baasha became the third king of Israel, continued with the evil trends of King Jeroboam, and reigned for 24 years. Now, because of what he had done, God sent a prophet by the name Jehu, the son of Hanani, to proclaim the same judgment that he had proclaimed to Jeroboam and his household. So Prophet Jehu came, proclaimed judgment on Baasha and his whole household, that all the household will be wiped out, just like King Jeroboam's, because he had continued with the evil deeds that King Jeroboam and Nadab, his son, had done. So King Baasha reigned for 24 years, then he died, and after him, King Elah, his son, became the king of Israel. So that's where we are going to start from. King Elah reigns in Israel after his father, King Baasha, died. I hope you are all together till there. So now, Elah, unfortunately, he only reigned for 2 years, and he continued the evil that his father, Baasha, King Baasha, had done. So the Lord was very angry with him, and as a result, he also got killed. How did this happen? Now, at one time, King Elah was at the house of his steward, the steward of his house. Now, he was at his house, nyumba ya mfanyikazi wake. Doing what? Getting drunk. Alikuwa analewa. So as he was getting drunk in the house of his steward, a man by the name Zimri, who was commander of half his chariots, came, struck him, and killed him. Alimuua akiwa mlevi. Yes, and that was the end of him. So once King Elah, king of Israel, was killed, Zimri became king of Israel. Yes. So Jeroboam was the first, Nadab the second. After Nadab, it came to Baasha. After Baasha was Elah. So Elah was the fourth. And that is how his reign ended. So the judgment that God had proclaimed to the house of Baasha, to the house of King Baasha, through Jehu the prophet, the son of Hanani, was executed by Zimri. The same way that King Baasha had wiped out the family of King Jeroboam and his whole household, all the males, even of his relatives and friends. That's the same thing that happened to Baasha. Imagine, God using you to execute judgment, then the same judgment gets executed on you, on that person who God used. So sad and such a tragic ending. And let that be a lesson to all of us, that even though God uses us, we should not become used. We should not become familiar or complacent or used to the presence of the Lord such that mtu anajiona, oh, God used me to accomplish this. Yeah. Inakanika even God needs you more than you need him. No. There are many vessels waiting to be used of the Lord. So, hatufai kujiona like we are doing God a favor. No. In fact, we should strive even the more to get to know him. Because, Abu, imagine, Baasha was used mightily by the Lord. In fact, the Lord said he had raised him from the dust. Uko chini kabisa, meaning alikuwa mtu wa chini. We are not told what he was or what he was doing before, or what his lineage, his family was like. We are not told. You see, when it comes to Solomon, we know he came from King David. But Baasha tu alitokelezea out of nowhere. So, and that's why God says that he raised him from the dust. And despite God raising him from the dust, he did all that was evil in his sight, continued with all the evil deeds that Jeroboam had done. Then, unfortunately, his son, whom we are discussing today, King Elah, continued with the same. And he got killed by the commander of half his chariots. Someone who used to serve him was the same person that the Lord used to take him out. So let us learn from this, that the same God who used you can use someone else. Tusijione that, oh, God performed a certain miracle through this person. And nowadays, I know there's such a trend. Now, I'm not saying that all prophets, pastors do this, but what I'm saying is we should be watchful. You know, pride comes slowly by slowly. Then inafika point, unapata hata watu wanapigia mtu magoti. And the Lord said, you shall worship no other God but him. In some cultures, I know it's a form of respect, but when it comes to seeming like you are worshiping an individual just because the Lord used him to perform a miracle, it is the Lord who performed the miracle, not him. He was a vessel, and indeed, the Lord used him for reasons he knows best. Unajua, we cannot understand God fully, but now we should not worship the person whom God has used. We should worship the one who has done that thing, who is God. So let's all learn to be humble, because pride is the one that makes someone feel like now they're like a god to someone. Unapata even some Christians have become complacent in their walk of faith, such that some don't even pray. They rely on the man of God to pray for them. They rely on the man of God to read their Bible for them on Sunday. Inafungwa hadi next Sunday. No. May God help us all to realize that it is him, the giver of all gifts. It is him who does the miracles. It is him who sustains us. It is him who leads us. It is him who guides and protects us. He may speak through his pastors, he may speak through his prophets, but he can also speak with you. You are his child, and never get used to the presence of the Lord. God exalts the humble and despises the proud. At no point will you ever be the same level as the Creator. The devil was once there. Alijiona, he is like now God. He wanted all the angels to worship him. There was a battle in heaven, and he lost. And it's not even God who fought him, it is angels. A third of the angels were on his side, but the rest were on the Lord's side. And the Lord used these angels to cast him down here on earth. Yes. So let's always learn to be humble, And let's always be ready to be used by God and be ready and willing to learn. So that's all from me for now. Let me know in the comment section, what lessons do you learn from this story? And also, which part of the Bible are you at in reading? Are you in Genesis, Exodus, New Testament, Old Testament? Let me know. Remember, read your Bible and pray every day if you want to grow. Bye.